Okay, somebody tell me what a tip is. Renee.
What customers pay you.
Okay, so it's like a customer pays extra for the service provided that goes directly to the worker. Sometimes people base this on the type of service they get, whether it's really great service or, frankly, in my case, I would tip almost every single person in a service job unless they were horrible or rude. If they were horrible at their job or extremely rude with their job, like if they come over and pour hot coffee in my lap and then say F you, I'm probably not going to be like, and here's a 20% tip, right? Like, I'll draw the line there. But if somebody has like normal service, some people say, look, unless they're exceptional, I'm not giving them a tip. And for me, if they're just normal, because their normal living wage comes from my tips, then I will tip them. If there's something that's really bad about their service, then I might not or tip very little. Yes.
Have you ever had a bad waiter, like a rude one?
Yes, I have. Now, stop trying to get me to tell extra stories in this class. That should not be your focus every day. Okay. So, customer pays extra for the service provided that goes directly to the worker. Usually people tip 10% or 15% or 20%. Sometimes 25, but pretty rarely. Can anybody tell me a job where you would totally want to tip somebody? Sawyer.
Either like a restaurant or like a bar, like a bartender.
Right, so I'm gonna write these above here. A waiter, a bartender, which is kind of the same job. It's basically a waiter for drinks. Yep.
Like at a salon.
Yep. Somebody who cuts your hair, so a stylist. Or somebody who like does your nails or any kind of those like personal things where it's a one-on-one thing that you're getting a service from. What else? Yep.
Maybe like Uber or
Yes, drivers for sure. Especially when they're delivering your food.
I mean, yeah, you can, but you have to pay for $25
For driving all the way.
Another thing that people are often is movers. Like if you have somebody who helps you move your house or something like that. Anybody who provides a special service as far as like a guide. By that, I mean like if you have a fishing guide or a person who takes you out hunting or something like that, that would be something that you would tip for. Basically, when somebody gives you personal service and you are their only customer. So they're treating you like you're the person I'm working for right now. That's the kind of time you'd want to give a tip. Okay. So today we're going to talk about tips. And we're going to talk about how to do some of it in your head and some of it with a calculator. So go grab a calculator if you don't have one.
overnight. Let it change.
Tyler, after your game, you should come up and training question. What the heck, it's snowing all of a sudden?
Snowing?
Who would have predicted this?
We wish for it, we wish for it.
I don't
want to
shovel. Why? He can never tell us, you know.
You have to shovel, Colin. Some days it's negative 20, some days it's 50 degrees.
Did anyone know I was gonna snow today?
Can it just snow?
You did?
Yep.
Were they saying it and I just didn't realize it?
I just looked on my weather app because I'm planning on driving somewhere after school today. But it's supposed to be like a couple mild flurries, but like less than half an inch sticking. So it's going to look kind of snowy, but there shouldn't be much left over from it. Okay, so on the back of your tip worksheet, turn to the back where it's blank. And we're gonna talk about how to do a tip in your head really quick, and then on the front side of the worksheet, we're gonna use a calculator a bit more, okay? Does anybody know how to do a tip in their head? Grace?
For 10 or 20%, you can find 10% of it, and then for 20%, you can double that.
Nice. So, all right, so let's do something that's pretty easy. All right, so everybody write down, let's say that your bill comes to $35 when you're out at a restaurant. On the back side. So if you want to do a 10% tip, you guys know how to do 10% in your head really easy? Colin?
Can't you just times it by 0.010?
You could by 0.1, you could multiply it by, but I'm saying in your head. Like there's no reason why you would be writing out 0.1 on your paper. There's a real easy way to figure this out doing 10%, Tyler.
Can you just move the decimal over one?
Yeah, so you move it right there. So 10% is $3.50. Now, how do you easily find out what 20% is? Yeah,
Double it,
double it.
so 7 flat.
$7. $15% to figure out would be a bit harder. You'd have to go exactly halfway between $3.50 and $7. Or you could think, what is half of $3.50, and then add that in on to $3.50. Frankly, and I am all for easy math. I love doing math in my head, but I also love using tools, right? Because mathematicians are lazy. That means that we use tools when we need them, and we don't use tools when we don't need them. I would never use my calculator for 10% or 20%. Would I take out my phone to figure out 15%? Yes. Okay, so right now I want you in your calculator to type this in. Type in $35, just 35. You don't even need to put 0.00, just 35. Now multiply it by 0.1. $35 times 0.1 is 3.5, right? Okay, now take 35 times 0.2, 20%. Getting 7? Okay. All right, now how would I find out 15%? 35 times 0.15. $5.25. Okay, now, are there stupid answers to math questions?
No.
Yes. Gosh, there's so many stupid answers. Okay, 15% of $35 is $5.25. Can somebody please loudly and proudly tell me what would be a stupid answer to what is 15% of 35?
Negative $3.
Negative $3 is very stupid, right? I mean, that's like negative 3. Where'd the negative come from, Renee?
100.
$100. More than twice, almost 3 times as much as your original bill is what you think 15% is. Very dumb. What's stupider? 1,000. That is way stupider. Yeah?
$3,350.
For sure. That is so dumb, okay? There are so many different things. Yes.
What if you know the waiter?
Dumb. What if you know the waiter?
And you're just like trying to help them afford their house?
Sure. Okay, so maybe you're super generous and maybe you're super nice. But if you think that 15% of $35 is $1 million, then you are being dumb. Yes.
Obviously, 15% of 35 is 0.
No. 100% disagree. Very good stupid answer. Nice job. Okay, so everybody understands that there are stupid answers to these questions, right? Now, what if you were looking at this, you were looking at $35 and you typed in 15% in your calculator and you accidentally did this. Look up. 35 times 0.16 and you wrote down $5.60. Is that a stupid answer? No, that was you typed the wrong thing in your calculator. But could $5.60 be 15%? I mean, it could, right? Like, unless you figure it down to exactly the right cent, that's a decent estimate. Those are not stupid answers. That's a miscalculation. But if you end up with something where, like, and I actually did this in my very last class in AP Stats this morning. We were making a list of, what was it? I don't remember, but I was trying to find the average of something, and the highest number I had was like 170, and the smallest number I had was 70, and then my answer ended up being over 1,000, and we all were like, okay, so my average is higher than the highest number by a lot. So I must have done something wrong, and we had to fix it. But like, you got to kind of put those checks in place, because have you guys ever done that where you're doing math homework or something, and you're just kind of going, like you're like a robot